A very good morning to all viewers of Brazil and very good evening to India. Good day to all participants, honorable members and family members of Global Edu-Leader Forum. Global Edu-Leader Forum is a group of educators, those who are keen to look social and educational reform around the globe. Today's very sensitive topic, global webinar on femicide. Of course, this word is a painful word which has a very deep concern of society and educators like you. I would like to welcome behalf of Global Edu-Leader family, Beatrice Lucia, who is a global coordinator for global programs. Renata, she has been always helping hand along with us, President Global Edu-Leaders Forum Brazil. Professor Dr. Andrea Cristina from Brazil. Kavita from India, Dr. Ramesh, Dr. GC Kavita, and Dr. Hari Krishnan. These are the speakers for today. Let me take this topic as a opening remark. Global femicide, a word, gives us a vibration in our brain. It is happening around the globe. It's not matter of India, Brazil, or America, Australia. It's a global issue. We will be talking about the consequences, why this is happening and how we can. I was going through some literature of WHO, United Nations. So a very painful data, more than 5,000 women are being killed every year as a case of femicide. And another surprising data which I have got, only 15% cases are being registered. So if the only 15% cases are being registered and that is more than 5,000, of course, it's our sole duty to focus and create awareness. Recent example, what is happening in Ukraine. So my speakers will give you a better light on the issue. If I say in one word, what is femicide? It is a physical, social, verbal, economical, and as well as sexual harassment for a woman who suffers through a number of stages, and at last she is being killed and their kids are the sufferer. Very sensitive topic. So as a first speaker, I would like to take here as opening speaker, Dr. Andrea Cristina. All speakers will be requested to open for a talk with your introduction. In Global Edu-Leader Forum, we discuss life experience which we have come across, because data are available on the net. Our connection from brain to heart is the real example and connectivity. We can think of such issue and we can inspire. To our viewers, this program is going to be recorded and we will publish on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, social media channel, and viewers from all over world can view and we can take up this issue forward for healing and feeling of all women around the world. Over to you and welcome to you, Dr. Andrea.
Thank you so much, Professor. I want to thank Professor Beatriz for the invitation to speak on this topic. Yeah, I'd also like to thank all the speakers, organizers, and participants in this event. Talk about this as a woman, as a daughter, as a wife, and as a mother. the topic of femicide has a special impact on me. This is because we are talking about extreme violence against women. It is the death practiced by men in the context of discrimination against a person for being female. I am a Brazilian, you know, but I currently reside in Portugal now. I am immersed in Latino Western culture. For this reason, I will talk about femicide within this cultural context. Brazil is a country much larger in size and population than Portugal. It records an average one femicide per hour. My country ranks fifth in the world in terms of the frequency of this crime. This data is extremely alarming. I'm in shock when I read that. In Portugal, last year, 23 cases of femicide were officially registered. Although this number seems small compared to Brazil, it is also frightening because, like you said, Professor, it's associated with numerous cases of domestic violence and impunity against women. In both countries, there is a discussion of the need to spend legal penalties to increase the legal rigor for people who commit this crime. However, despite the efforts of many, it is common knowledge that aggressions against women, whether by death, rape, physical and psychological domestic violence, are not penalized. In Portugal, for example, a middle-aged man confessed that his sexuality abused a 9-year-old girl. He presented himself to police station and was released only with a restriction of contact with the family. This year. In Brazil, despite the existence of the stricter legislation for femicide since 2015, there have also been reports of realization of the improvement of men who killed their partners. What is there in common between these two countries that I live in? They both, sorry. To begin with, they are both patriarchal and sexist cultures. I know that is not common because you think Brazil is a good way to live, but it's a patriarchal and sexist cultures. In both countries, women are still seen as inferior to men. Often, as the women is a property of their father and husband who decide their future. There is also a restriction on sexual freedom and quite different rules of social behavior for men and women. While men are allowed and encouraged to have various sexual experiences before marriage, for women, this is seen as a vulgar and an inappropriate behavior. Socially, there is also an undeclared relationship of male submission to men. It is common to hear expression, and it is said that the man is the head of the family, responsible for all. It's up to women to take care of the house and children and support the family, put themselves in the background. In the context of the work, also in Brazil or in Portugal, women earn lower wages compared to men and have less access to promotion, even if they have better skills. Especially in Brazil, there is an exploitation to female image in a sexualized, and in my opinion, my personal opinion, vulgarized way of women. But do these cultural issues lead to femicide? What do you think about this? In my opinion, my point of view as a psychologist and as a researcher, the gender discrimination, the social and individual prejudice view of male superiority and female inferiority are root cause of femicide. Femicide is I imagine it like something. Femicide is the cutting edge, the end of the line of behavior of inequality and prejudice. On the other hand, in opposite side of the femicide line, we have family behavior in which the woman take care, organize, and cleans the family home alone, while the man, sons and husbands, sit and watch the work of a being who is a part of their own family. This small gesture doesn't seem important, but there is already abuse and appropriation of the work of the other. In this case, the woman. The woman is a mother. The woman is a daughter. The woman is a wife. Growing up in this imaginary line of behavior, you can see the jokes against woman intelligence, the cultural incentive for value and physical appearance, place the woman as an object of sexual satisfaction for the man, and the devaluation in the field of the work. Cause is the imaginary line, the femicide, in the end of the line. We have domestic violence with physical and psychological aggression. Even then women ask for legal help, they are ignored and get murdered for passionate and petty reasons. The psychological and social profile of the aggressors and murderers here in Portugal and Brazil are white men between 35 and 65 years old, usually husband or ex-husband of the victim. In almost all cases, the murdered women who had already been physically attacked several times had already asked for help, for others, for community, for family. The family, neighbors, and colleagues already knew about the domestic violence suffered by these murdered women. There is no surprise when a woman suffers femicide, when she loses her life. So I am to finish my speech to saying that Brazilian and Portuguese society passively accept this aggression and discrimination against family gender people. This prejudice, this discrimination is present in this culture, in my culture, in Portugal and Brazil. And this is already a violence against humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Andrea. I think you have justified your speech with your psychological touch. Woman is not a woman. Yeah. She is a mother. She is a daughter, and she is a sister. She is one of the very important family member. In Indian context, yeah. Before I invite Dr. G.C. Kavita, I would like to mention in India, there is an honor killing. In India, there is a dowry cases. In India, there are the murder in name of caste, religion, post, and position. So, Dr. Kavita, I would like to invite you on a very sensitive topic. I can see your vibration regarding this topic. So just a small introduction so my viewers will come to know. And then what is your views on this topic? Over to you and welcome to you.
Thank you so much, Professor Singh. It's such a beautiful evening with you all here. And probably my warm greetings to people from different time zones. Yeah, I do agree. This is a pretty sensitive topic. And I mean, much before I put up my views on this, I'm a positive psychologist by profession, a motivational speaker by passion, and strongly, I mean, supporting the women empowerment for the past 11 years now. And I mean, very popularly known as the happiness women, because I teach happiness to people. Unfortunately, I'm forced to teach happiness to people because I think any soul that takes birth on this planet has a right to be happy. But as the topic comes in, the gender discrimination or, you know, the lack of positive mental well-being, or inability to look at a better perspective of life. All these things lead to lack of happiness. So I teach happiness to people across, and so I've been touching lives of people. I touched around 3.45 lakhs now. I like to touch 1 million lives before I leave the planet. That's my spiritual goal, being a very spiritual person. So coming to this topic, as Professor Singh just mentioned, we would probably look into the gender discrimination probably under 4 categories. The predominant being the dowry-related category in India. The reason why a girl child is aborted, because girl child is looked like a pain to the family, like an expense to the family, because they need to give dowry when the child grows up. Because of this specific reason, dowry-related femicide is very, very common here. I don't say at all the spaces, especially at pretty rural spaces where dowry still plays an important role. And the second one would be the honor killings. When I say honor killings, like because we are in a country where we are divided into castes, creeds, religions, and there is a kind of a discrimination stating this is a better caste, higher caste, and all. So if some girl or boy would want to marry somebody from a lower sector, lower caste sector, it is a disgrace to the family. It is a disgrace to the family. It could be based on the caste. It could be based on even the economic status of the family. Like because eventually every parent would want their girl to go to a better space, not to a lower space. And that comes because of the concern and love for the child, not because they have a hatred for the child. Let me underline that statement very clearly, because when the love is too much and when the ego is equally high, it leads to a kind of honor killing where I feel that let me not have the child, than putting the child into a lower strata classification, which is not as per the standards I want a child, or I want my daughter to live in my society. And the third one could be the intimate violence. Intimate violence, femicide, be a sexual violence from the close partner, from the intimate partner, a boyfriend, or whosoever it is. Could be various reasons. And the fourth one would be the non-intimate femicide. Non-intimate femicide can involve anything. It could be like things are not happening as per the way I want things to happen, or the patriarchal ego is not being satisfied for certain reasons. These are the reasons why they feel that, I have a right to really think about destroying a female or a woman. But what we all fail to understand at the end of the day, a society is formed, a community is formed because of a woman. Because a woman is a nurturer, because only she can nurture. It's the nature's blessing on her. It's the nature's blessing on her. Only a woman can create life. A woman can create life. She's a nurturer. She's a life giver, and she creates a community. Without a woman, there is no community as such. But the whole problem here stands in because the tag of a man is given to, or the surname of a man is given to a woman as an identity in the society. The whole issue comes in with that identity. That is where the patriarchy stands an important role. When these things have started initially, the intent was not to state that a man was higher, because in Indian culture, a woman is always placed as the most powerful being, because all our goddesses are more powerful than the gods, male gods. It is a very common thing. It's not that we have not thought about it. Because India being a very rich culture, a rich country, with thousands and hundreds of gods and goddesses worshipped by different people based on their belief systems, that is the kind of freedom we have given to people to worship anyone they want. We never said you need to worship only this person. We never said you need to worship only this goddess or this god. The freedom has been given to every human being to either pray a rock, or to pray an idol, or to pray fire, to pray wind. You can pray anything. You have a choice to pray. And all our literatures, all our mythologies state that a woman goddess is much, much more powerful than a male god. And male god is nothing without a femme. We call it Shakti. That's the word we usually use. We say Shakti. Shakti is the feminine power, the feminine energy. But unfortunately, the ideology that has come down to the society by certain sects of people, I would not say everybody, but definitely certain sects of uneducated, illiterate people, just to showcase their ego, just to showcase that my name should stand, the females have been put down. The females have been given a lower emotional importance. I would say emotional importance. When I say emotional importance, I mean that the importance when it comes to decision making, the importance when it comes to involving in the family issues, the importance when it comes to in dealing in the politics, the importance when it comes to the economic involvement of the country. It could be anything. It could be anything. The major key role of administration, where women are given low. I also feel as a psychologist, they are given low not because they really think they are low. They are given low, and patriarchy is taken as an excuse because they feel they can do better than them. They can do better than them. Because educated, well-educated people who have seen the world can come and say, I'm right, and they have the confidence to say that I am right. And I also blame nurturing as an important, or parenting as an important reason for the femicide. Because I can cite few examples. Let us say a child is very naughty at home and the child is not listening to the mother. The mother starts saying, your father will come, I'm going to complain to the dad. I'm going to complain to your dad. I think it happens in most of the cultures. We are going to complain this to the dad. Unconsciously, at a subconscious level, we are driving in the fact that a father is more powerful than the mother. The father is more powerful than the mother. Rather than stating that the work what you do is wrong, we rather try to say that I'm going to complain it to your dad. So there is a divide. There is a divide that is hardwired in the parenting right from the childhood. So a child starts growing up thinking that a father is more powerful than the mother. The father is more powerful than the mother. I think the whole divide starts. The communities are formed like this, because the communities are nurtured like this. And this is how things have really become, beyond a control at certain point of time, because this has been hardwired in most of the communities. I wouldn't say this is running, because take the case of my family or educated people. They have understood that there is an equal importance that needs to be given to a man and a woman. But definitely there is a greater percentage of society that still thinks that father is the figure, because I carry the name of the father. And after my marriage, I carry the name of my husband. In this context, there is always a male name that is attached to me to give my identity in the society. I think the change has to happen, where the person, a woman has to have some name, because we all speak English, because there needs to be a mode of communication. We all cannot start speaking in different languages, as we know, because to understand, to communicate, to administer, to do things, there needs to be one single identity. But let us try to understand that identity, the patriarchal name, the name of the husband, the name of anything that is tagged to us as just an identity, to say that I belong to this family, not to say that the person is dominant over. That is ideology. That's not the ideology. Because even we often see people coming from political background. They state that he's from so-and-so family background, so he's eligible to become a politician. How is a person eligible to become a politician just because he carries a tag of somebody? It's got more to do with the skills. It's got more to do with the abilities. I think every educated woman needs to understand this, that things don't happen with a tag. Tag doesn't mean power. Tag only means identity. Tag only means that I have a family to call for. I can be attached to a family. I'm attached to a family. I'm not an orphan. I have somebody to call for. That is the whole ideology of a tag. The ideology of a tag is not power. I think the moment we all start realizing the ideology of having a surname or a husband's name or a father's name is not power, rather an identity to say that we all belong to the family, then I think there has to be a change in the mindset. I think as a psychologist, I feel everything starts with the way you think, the way you put things directly, the way you put things indirectly, subconsciously. Everything needs to be very, very clear, because let us never, ever forget the subconscious ideologies are much more faster, deeper driven rather than straight ideologies. I think with this, I would like to say that change has to come from the parenting. Thank you so much.
Dr. Kavita, I think you justified your role as a happiness coach and psychologist. This is the time
Thank
when
you.
we need to take note of. India was one of country who has goddess values. Due to globalization, the values have changed a lot. You see the example in Indian society. Till the date, I can say in the rural India, not in urban India, people are divided into the caste and they act as per the caste. So happy to hear you, and my gratitude to you
Thank you,
for
sir.
a wonderful talk from
Thank you,
heart,
sir.
because Global Edu-Leader Forum aims connecting head to heart, and we must talk from heart. Once we talk from brain, that is called diplomacy. And this forum is known for talking from heart. Next speaker I have on the screen, Dr. Ji Hari Krishnan. Would love to hear you on this sensitive topic, because on a lighter note, this is male dominant society in India, and you and me are the representing our second part of the society. How we balance it, how we nurture. If I'm nurturing my daughter, is there anything different than my son? On this topic, invite you, welcome you with a small introduction. You can take call. Over to you, Dr. Ji Hari Krishnan.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for your kind introduction. A warm good morning to all of you from Brazil, and good evening to people from India. So my gratitude to all who are sharing the screen with me. Thank you. So as my previous speakers has mentioned, this is a quite sensitive topic and quite relevant topic. First of all, I would like to start with the foundation. Everywhere the foundation is very much important. While constructing a building, if the structure is strong, we can reshape the structure, we can have different layers, we can mold it into any shape. Similarly, when the foundation of our soul, the quality of soul or the mindset is good, our thoughts, we can build thoughts in different dimensions. Which can bounce in various velocity. That velocity or wavelength of thoughts, which we cannot scientifically prove, has to be created from the childhood days. So the most responsible people are the parents, because their parenting is not an important task. Being a parent is not a simple job. For namesake, a person can tell, I am the father, I am the mother. But to be a father and be a mother, their role has to be predominant, and their characteristics that we know. When you decide to become a parent, it's great responsibility that you're holding, because you are providing a new contribution to the society in the coming years. So when a child grows, his or her character totally depends upon how the parents are, how they are treated, how they are, because when we are observing something from the childhood days, if you are having some traumas or some incidents in our childhood days, it is going to have a long run effect on our adulthood as well as our old ages. Sometimes we can see some students or some children are quite frightened of some activities, because they may have got some bad incidents during their childhood days, which they are not able to expose or express to their parents or their common fellow beings. So everything has to be start from the scratch or from the fundamentals. By Dr. Kavita has mentioned about the spiritual part, like God, goddesses, everything. Yeah, in this universe, we believe that there is an X factor that we can name it as the God, or some situation or the opportunity or the unknown fact. It's true. And we know that both men and are created by God. Now we are having not a lot of genders are being there, not only male, female, transgender, and we can see the gender is going to have a long list in the coming days. And like single parenting is another concept happening in the coming years, because olden days we are always telling, where is your father, where is your mother? Now the concept is going to be changed. A guardian is their uncle, and a lot of people are coming, because we are totally undergoing a social transformation from old age, from the Stone Age to the Middle Age, now in the new latest technological era. Now we are connected with that. So these concept has been there long back, whether patriarchy, that gender equality, all these concept has been discussed from long back, and still in this today's 2022 also this topic is quite relevant, and it's having its sensitive topic which has to be discussed. But we can see what I would like to tell it as my point of view. It's not a generalized way. My point of view is like that both men and women are important, and it is the responsibility of like we can showcase the quote. We have to give respect in order to take respect. It's a mutual thing. A father cannot be replaced. A mother cannot be replaced. I can call all the elderly ladies a mother, but I'm not called an elderly person as a father, because the terminology is quite different. Motherly feeling, the motherly world, as goddess, as mother, and mother is a feeling. Like I would like to express, father is another part. It is quite characterized like that. We can't. It's not patriarchy or something like that. It's my point of view. And when it together comes, like parenting as a combination, both these roles are important. As Dr. Kavita has mentioned earlier, that when a child is coming, the mother would like to tell, "Oh, I will complain to your father," because I would like to express one thing: the mother is only creating such an imagination or such a like characterization for the father by telling to the child that, "Wait, the father is coming, I will complain to." She herself giving a terror intro to